Hello, I'm Clare Jacklin. I'm Chief Executive of the National Rheumatoid Arthritis Society, and I'm joined here by Sophina Hounslow. You're very welcome. Now, Sophina, you've lived with rheumatoid arthritis for a little while. Would you like to, say how long you've been diagnosed with RA and what it means to you and your family?
So I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis in September 2019. It was not very long after I'd had my first child, and I'd been experiencing mild symptoms which I didn't actually know about until it flared up in one of my knees. And then I was diagnosed in September. I was 37 years old at the time, and it was quite a big shock to me because I'm very used to being very busy, doing a lot of things for myself, don't really stop. I'm quite busy as a person. I like to be doing things, so it was a very, very big shock. I didn't understand or know anything about rheumatoid arthritis at all. I thought it was about your bones and only your bones. I didn't realise it was an actual immune disease, and it could have such an impact on your everyday life. Initially, my symptoms were very mild, but it almost as soon as I was diagnosed, symptoms started to slowly appear in different parts of my body. And I'm at the point now where I'm actually feeling like I'm not quite the same person, because the things I've always wanted to be able to do and do, I can feel my body telling me that you can't do those and that you have to slow down. And being a teacher and a mum of a 4-year-old, it has made me slow down, and it's just it had an impact on my mental health massively. And I feel like it has changed me as a person, because it's almost making me be someone that I'm not, because it is slowing me down when that's not how I am.
So do you get frustrated and angry about the situation that you're in?
Yeah, I do. I still haven't learned to not push myself, because I still try and push myself through. Whereas before my rheumatoid arthritis, if I was tired, I'd sort of keep going and then know that I could stop when I finished. Yeah. Whereas with my rheumatoid arthritis, it stops me. And just simple things that I noticed when I was first diagnosed. I don't have a very big house. I used to be able to clean the house in a day. I can only do downstairs, and then I get tired, and sometimes don't get upstairs, and I can't complete some tasks that I used to be able to do. And that has really impacted on me as a person. And also, I've had to have a bit more reliance on others, and I've had to ask people to help me and do things for me, and I don't like doing that. It's just not me. I like to be the person doing things for other people, but I don't like asking for help. I've had to really stop and say, I can't do this, can I have some help? And that in turn...
You said that you were diagnosed shortly, not that long. You felt it was after the birth of your daughter. Is it a daughter?
Yeah. It is, yes.
A daughter. So how did you cope with it, dealing with a newborn baby and all the gubbins that comes with it, and pushchairs and bottles and nappies and poppers and everything, and dealing with this, these symptoms that were raising, how did you cope with that?
Well, I guess at first, because I didn't know much about it, I sort of thought it was that whole, I've got a little girl, I'm tired all the time, I can't cope very well some days, but that's just normal as a mom. It's only because she was just under 2 at the time, when I was diagnosed, so I was still like quite a busy, like, first time mom, but it was only when she started walking, and then she started to become her own person. And in particular now, because she's 4 years old, she needs me a lot. She's very active, she likes doing things all the time. She needs that time with me. and some weekends I'm so wiped out from my week at work, but I know it's not just my week at work. I know it's more than that. And I'm so wiped out, I feel like I can't do what she needs. I can't give her what she needs. And then I'm having to opt to send her to grandparents or ask her to, her dad's having to spend time with her. And I'm missing that time with her because I'm so exhausted. I'm like, a couple of weekends ago, I just couldn't move from the sofa because I was so tired. And I knew that wasn't just...
Do you find it's the fatigue is the most debilitating
Yeah, the
of the
fatigue.
rheumatoid arthritis?
The fatigue has really taken hold of me. I've had issues with my joints, but my consultant has been really good at managing those with me. But the fatigue, they've never seemed to get right, and the fatigue takes hold of me in a way that I've never experienced the way I get it. I've never experienced anything like that.
And what about your joints? How many joints have you, when you're going through a flare, is it whole body flares, do you feel, or is it sometimes in individual joints?
Well, it started in my right knee, and my right knee has never been right. It's always been the main joint that has been attacked. When I have flare-ups, it's in that knee. When I'm having fatigue, it's in that knee. But over the years, and particularly now, it's started to go into my wrists and my fingers and in my ankles, but strangely it's all on the same side as my knee. And in the last month or so, I've had a problem with my hip, and I've had the pain in my hip, and it's in my right hip.
That is unusual, but it's
really strange.
Multiple joints being involved. So how do you feel the current medications that you're on are controlling or managing your RA?
In all honesty, I don't know. I don't think they are. I personally feel like I'm on methotrexate. I take methotrexate every week. I take it on a Sunday every week, and I don't actually know why I'm taking it because I don't feel like I feel any benefits from it. I've had bouts of low iron, so they've put me on iron tablets to help with my low iron, but then they take me off the iron tablets and then it's the same again. But I don't actually, I have constant pain in my knee, and I don't actually know what the methotrexate is doing other than keeping my levels. When they look at my blood test, they can see that my levels of inflammation are okay, but I don't know how it is actually managing my pain. I've also looked at all the alternative therapies, and I take things like turmeric, and I've tried a rub on my knee, but it just, I don't know, I just don't think the medication has had an impact on me.
And you mentioned about you really feel like you're only able to be half the person that you want to be. So again, that kind of indicates that your current treatment is not allowing you to live the life that you want to live. So we've just heard that that the National Institute for Health and Care Excellence has announced that now, for the first time, that people with active moderate disease, it's called moderate. I have a problem with the word moderate. I don't think moderate, from what you've told me, that doesn't sound moderate. Moderate sounds like it's all right, it's not too bad. It is active disease that you've got. And it's so if you were given the opportunity to have some of these advanced therapies that are up till now were kept for those with very severe disease, what difference do you think it might make to your life if you are able to go on one of these advanced therapies?
I think it would make a massive difference to my life. It would make me feel more like myself. I wouldn't spend my weekends feeling absolutely exhausted and not being able to move from bed or sofa because I've spent a week at work and my fatigue has taken hold and I can't spend the time with my daughter, who's only 4. It would also have a massive impact on my working life. You know, I have to, there are days where I have to slow down, to have to withdraw myself a little bit. I have to ease off on my teaching. I'm not giving the children that I work with my all on my tired days and my fatigue days. And it would also have a massive impact on my mental health. My mental health has been up and down since I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis because I don't feel like I can be myself. I don't feel like I can do the things I used to. I can't be busy. I can't just spend a week at work and then have a lovely weekend with friends and family and my child because I'm having to turn them down because I'm too tired. So I feel something that could sort of be better than what I'm already using could make my bring my arthritis much more under control and just make me be me again.
Yeah. And I think that sums it up beautifully. You know, you just want to be you again.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
when you were, you know, trying to find information, you know, about your rheumatoid arthritis, was it then that you discovered NRAS and you know, what
yeah,
difference
well,
we made?
when my consultant is absolutely fantastic. She's probably one of the best doctors I've ever met. She's really up to date with things. She's really on the ball with it. She understands how people feel, and anything I've ever gone to her for, she's absolutely just straight away she's looked into it. If I've got a pain in my joint by next week, she's given me a steroid injection and things like that. So she's been brilliant, and she was somebody who flagged you up as someone for your organisation, as someone for information. And obviously the the Arthritis Society as well. And obviously I've just been following yourself and other groups on Twitter and Facebook, because I think it's really important when you've got an illness to understand what the illness is and be up to date with what is happening with your illness. And this is one example of that, because I spotted you on Twitter and you've tweeted this about, you know, people who have this moderate disease, and straight away that was like, that's me, I need to get in touch with them about this.
Oh, that's great. I'm so glad you did, Sophina. And you know, we will send you some other information about us, because there's lots, you know, and we've got lots of new things coming in the pipeline as well that you might be interested in. But thank you so much for sharing your story with us
You're welcome.
today. And I really do hope that, you know, you get the optimum treatment very, very soon. This decision could potentially impact about 25,000 people in England and Wales. So it's, you know, it isn't just the odd person. This is going to be life-changing, we hope, for many, many people. So thank you very much, Sophina, for your time. And, you know, please do keep in touch with us and get involved. We've got lots of fun activities going on as well as the serious stuff.
Can I just say as well, I think it's really important as well, because of just raising the profile as much as possible, because there is, you know, I'm the only one with rheumatoid arthritis in my workplace, and if I'm having a fatigue day, people don't understand what that means, and they don't understand what rheumatoid arthritis is. Like myself, before I was diagnosed with it, I thought it was just about my bones, and then when I looked into it, the impact it can have on you and the people who are close to you is massive. And people who don't have any information on the disease or have never come across it just don't understand the massive impact on your life. And I imagine sorry, go on.
One of our volunteers once said, those who don't have it don't get it.
No,
And
they
I think that
don't.
sums it up very nicely, that
Yeah,
it is it's an invisible disease. You look amazing. You look like any healthy young woman and
yeah,
mother. Nobody would know that behind your smile there is a lot of suffering and
no,
that's debilitating fatigue that just wipes you out. So
yeah.
you're right. We're always trying to raise the profile.
I think
Uh,
it's really important. Yeah,
it's that word arthritis. I think people just generally think, oh, that's what my granny gets, and
yeah, they
or when
do.
it rains, my
And
elbow hurts.
yeah,
But there's
and
more
I'm
than that.
guilty of that because before I was diagnosed with it, that is what I thought it was.
Mhm.
And now I know so much more about it. And what worries me is, I mean, my employer is quite understanding, and I'm lucky to be working for them. But there are so many people who are struggling with this, and they can't do a day's work,
Mhm.
and their employer or people they work with won't understand why.
Exactly, and it's an ongoing battle that we have to raise the profile, make people focus on the rheumatoid, but
Definitely.
focus that it is an autoimmune
Immune
condition.
disease, yeah.
Um, and while yes, osteoarthritis is can be very debilitating as well, and certainly not downgrading that in any way, but it's a very different condition to inflammatory arthritis, which you have. So,
Yeah.
well, Sophina, I really do hope things work out for you.
Thank
Please keep
you.
us posted as to
I will.
how things happen. It won't happen overnight. These decisions, while
No,
it will take some time for it to actually filter through into clinical practice. And of
of
course,
course.
rheumatology units are trying to recover from the pandemic and have massive backlogs. But there is definitely light on the horizon. And
Yeah,
I think it's hopefully a very positive outcome for many, many people. So
hopefully.
thank you for sharing your story with us. That's been
No
great.
worries.
Thank
Nice
you.